So, new update for Pimax software, Pimax EVO. It's now in testing phase, but what they're looking for is this quad view performance. I like this new style because it displays you how it's gonna wait, let me show you. Gets a resolution up to see more clearly. You see the edges now. This is what's gonna render your VR, what you're gonna see, and all outside is gonna be blurry. Horizontal gaze area, as you can see, but I put it to 0.60 because in VR headset I can barely see this, even at 0.40 resolution. In peripheral area resolution in vertical gaze, just put it 40, because for some reason at top I can see perfectly fine. In vertical gaze area, perfectly fine. Only the bottom I can see the blurring, but even that isn't a problem because of how the lenses are positioning. I'm gonna put pictures in market. What part of lens I think I talking about, it doesn't really matter, because you barely can see even if you have whole screen in one resolution. Gaze resolution, as far as I tested, it's basically you put it at 1.00. It's native resolution for Pimax, and I put it at 0.90 because I want to lock it to 45 FPS to have stable frame rates, and I'm gonna show you why just in a second. Vertical offset I put it -10 because I saved the top, I can barely see. Optical display, this is your settings as usual. Frame rate overlay, I can see it's showing me temporary FPS. Now it's 14, 15, but in reality it's not correct at all. Sometimes it shows 90, when I join the game it's 55, 45. So yeah, they added also screen record. Didn't try that. I have dual PC setup, so I don't really need it and use it. But they also added that standard VR mode for more DCS player. Developer mode, Pimax open port, never tried that. And they also didn't add, as far as I know, lock frame rates to half. Yeah, they didn't. And also you go to settings, and if you ever want to return to Pimax classic client, you can go there. And for Pimax I have is Pimax Crystal Light, so with no eye tracking. That's why the settings are like that. If I had Pimax with eye tracking, like Pimax Super, I could put it to balance or quality, but I want to get the most picture clarity, visibility and performance out of it. And for DCS settings, let me load it up. My personal settings for DCS are follow. You can see forest detail factor is 100, because I did try to half on the 0.50. I didn't see any FPS improvement or stability. Preload radius, I did use it at 64,000 because I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, but it did have too much stutters. I put it at max at 150,000 and now works perfectly fine. But you know, it's gonna use pretty good amount of RAM. Textures medium, texture low, shadow low, visibility range high, similar to reload radius. I did have it to medium, but also did give me too much stutter, so put it to high and now functions pretty much better. And make sure when using quad views in Pimax EVO, you enable it in the in DCS settings. If you don't, it won't be implemented, as you know anti-aliasing, and you could use MSIA, but it's too demanding in the system. And this and also for Pimax GPU upscaling, you see FSR, that's FSR 1.0. It doesn't have ghosting, but it's very terrible, not worth it. Also for Pimax, for DCS settings, upscaling FSR 2.0, too much ghosting, especially in dogfights. I did try DCS with optiscaler with 3.2 FSR version and FSR 4.0 with direct X12. The only problem why I don't recommend it if you play a lot of multiplayer is because it's gonna fail integrity check, because servers checks the bin files, so don't use it for multiplayer. But if you play single player, it's totally fine to use optiscaler. But in VR I also have on servers that don't check integrity check for different bin files, I did have some stutters, screen tearing in VR, so there's that, because it's not natively supported. So please DCS, add FSR 4.0 support, it will be great. Or at least 3.2, FSR 3.2, so we can force it to be 4.0. I'm gonna show you some footage of DCS and how I can is displaying me with new settings. You want to make sure you have constant FPS. I can see in the graph it drops when you open the F10 map. Oh, F18 shooting at me. Somehow survived. I can perfectly see the F18 shape. Yeah, we can dance all day long, dogfight, but you couldn't outperform the MiG-29 up close when you lose all the energy. Yeah, he gonna hit the floor pretty hard. Then track. Yeah, he's done. For some reason in recording the gameplay, you can see it's more pixelated. I don't know why it's like that when using quad views. But performance increase is pretty significant while using quad views, especially the constant FPS when it comes to stability, and there's little to no stuttering. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you that Pimax EVO is pretty good thing, so it's gonna show much more of the quad views. Like you can see where the effects gonna take place. So yeah, make sure your FPS is locked to constant, so you don't have any stuttering when dogfighting at low altitude, and have a great flying. Good luck.